Hello and welcome to the Ridiculously Good VA Show with Tracey D'Aviero. If you are a virtual assistant or want to be one, this is the place to learn the tips and tricks you need to become a ridiculously good VA. I've been a part of the VA industry since 1998, and I'm excited to get to know you and help you build an amazing business. Let's go. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Ridiculously Good Virtual Assistant Show. I'm Tracey D'Aviero, the confidence coach for virtual assistants, and I've got a very special episode for you today, especially if you're just trying to figure out whether the VA industry is the place for you. I start each episode with a quote, and today's is from Martin Luther King Jr. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. And that is exactly what this episode is about, taking the first step, or at least figuring out if this is even the right staircase for you. Let's go. Today we're talking about whether becoming a virtual assistant is actually the right fit for you. If you're here listening, it's probably because you're trying to figure out whether becoming a VA is the right decision for you. Because the truth is, it's an incredible opportunity, but it is not for everyone. And my goal today is to give you the clarity you need to decide for yourself. There are a lot of things to think about, and I hope to cover all of the most important ones today. Now, if we haven't met before, my name is Tracey D'Aviero. I am the confidence coach for virtual assistants, and I've been working from home for over 25 years. I've been training and coaching VAs since 2010, also helping people just like you start and grow their businesses. And through all of that, what I've really become known for is helping VAs build their confidence. Confidence in their services, in their pricing, in their marketing, and in their ability to actually run a business. Because here's what I've learned. Most people don't struggle with the ability. They struggle with belief, and that's what keeps them stuck. The old mindset. Most of the VAs who come to me for help don't actually need to learn anything new. They just need to really truly understand why someone should work with them. They need the confidence to connect with those clients that need them and to make good decisions in their business. But let's not get ahead of ourselves yet. You need the confidence to believe that you can do this today. And you can. So we're going to walk through a few key things. What a virtual assistant actually does, what you need to know before you even start, what you don't need to know, and most importantly, how to decide if this is right for you. So let's start with one of the biggest questions I get. What does a virtual assistant actually do? A virtual assistant provides support to business owners. That support can look like a whole lot of different things. It can be general admin, email management, scheduling, client care, social media support, tech support, graphics, websites, event support, course creation, and so much more. But here's the part that I really want you to hear. You don't need to learn a whole bunch of new stuff or new skills to get started. You can and should build a business based on what you already know how to do. If you've worked in an admin role before in any capacity, you already have skills that business owners need. And that's because most business owners are not good at admin. That is not their zone of genius. That is your zone of genius. One of the biggest mistakes I see people thinking is, I need to learn social media before I can become a VA. I hear it all the time. And I always ask, where are you hearing that? And the answer is almost always, guess what? Social media. Of course, people are talking about social media services on social media. That doesn't mean that that's the only service that you can offer, or that it's the only service that clients are looking for. Every single business owner needs admin support. That will never go anywhere. Every single business owner needs admin support. So, if you take nothing else from this episode, I want you to take this. Start with what you already know. There's enough to learn about setting up a business. You already know how to help your clients. When you start with what you know for your services, the conversations around helping people are so much easier. And that's what is going to get you your first clients. Now, the next thing we need to talk about is your why. Why do you want to start a VA business? And I'm not asking this in a fluffy kind of surface level way. I mean, really, what is driving you? For some people, it's flexibility. They want to be available for their family. For others, it's the ability to set their own schedule. Maybe you want to work part-time. Maybe you want to earn more money. Maybe you're just done working for someone else. All of those are very valid reasons. And you don't have to choose just one. Maybe it's the whole list for you. That's okay. But you do need to be clear on what your reasons are, because there will be days when things feel hard. And on those days, you need something to come back to. You need to be able to say, this is the reason I'm doing this. So I want you to actually take a few minutes after this episode and write that down, or pause and do it now. Your reasons matter more than you think, and they will for a very long time. Your why is going to drive you, and it's very, very important to identify from the start. Now, let's talk about how this actually works. Being a virtual assistant is very similar to working in an admin role, with one major difference. Not the remote part. I think since COVID or since the pandemic, we definitely have learned that a lot of things can be done remotely. They don't need to be done in person. But the difference I'm talking about is that you are the business owner. That means you set your hours, you set your rates, you decide what services you offer. Your clients don't get to dictate those things. They can make requests, of course. Do you know how to do this? Would you like to do this? But you get to say yes or no. And you also get to choose who you work with. Just because someone asks you to do something for them does not mean that they get to work with you. And this is one of the most powerful parts of running your own business. You're not stuck with difficult clients. You're not stuck in situations that drain your energy. But, and this is important, you have to think like a business owner. You are not an employee anymore. Even though someone is paying you, you are their equal. You're providing a service to them. That mindset shift is really huge, and it's one that a lot of VAs struggle with in the beginning. It's essential that you find the confidence that you need when you're starting your VA business. Sometimes you need help to find that, but when you're aware that you need it, you can check yourself along the way. Do I feel confident that this is the right decision, the right rate, the right service, the right marketing tactic, and so on and so on. Confidence is going to be your key to making decisions and moving forward one step at a time. Now, let's talk about what you actually need to know before you get started. First, you really need to understand your skills and services. What do you want to offer? What do you enjoy doing? What are you good at? At first, we think we can do anything and help anyone, but that's not really the way to build a sustainable business that you love. The sooner you can set your service offerings based on your expertise and your favorite things to do, the happier you are going to be. Second, you need to know your why, like we just talked about, before you start. What are the reasons you want this to happen, that you want it to work, that you need it to work? And third, you need to be willing to do the work, not just the tasks for your clients, but the work of building a business, making decisions, showing up, learning what you need to learn, and taking action when you need to. And that actually brings me to something really important. There are things you need to learn as a business owner, things like marketing, networking, communication, money management, and planning. But here's what you don't need to do. You do not need to learn a brand new service before you start. You do not need to say yes to every client just to make money. You do not need to help everyone. And you definitely do not need to spend months building the perfect website before you begin. I've seen so many VAs delay the start of their business because they think everything has to be perfect first. It doesn't. You need to get started. You need to get money coming in the door. You can always improve things as you go, and you should. Everything will always be a work in progress, starting with your website. You can change anything at any time. You are the boss. Now, one thing I always recommend is that you start by charging hourly. Don't jump into packages right away unless they make sense for you. You need to understand how long everything is going to take you to do. Once you have that data, then you can confidently move into packages. It is so much easier to start doing work with clients that way so that you can set parameters, understand different work styles. There are a lot of them. Working with a clock, then setting a package price, and then having everything take longer than you thought it would. And there goes your profit. You have to start smart. And please don't go down the rabbit hole of trying to learn everything at once. You don't need to know everything to get started. You just need to know enough to take the next step. Another reason VAs come to me, their feet frozen in place, is that they think they have to learn more and more. You don't. You have to get started, one client at a time. Now let's talk about staying in business, because starting is one thing, but sustaining is another. To stay in business, you need to consistently think like a business owner. You have to have conversations with business owners regularly. You need to be proactive with your clients, and you need to get better at what you do over time. And eventually, you are going to want to specialize in something, not because you have to, but because it makes things easier. When you become known for something specific, people start to refer you because they understand how you can help them or their colleagues or people that they know. And that's when your business really starts to feel more stable. So if you're sitting here thinking, okay, this sounds great, but I still don't know where to start, let me break it down for you. You start with a plan, a simple business plan that helps you identify what you know and what you still need to figure out. You choose your services, you set your rates, you figure out who you want to work with, you start thinking about where those people are and how you can connect with them. And then you start talking to those people. Because at the end of the day, that's how you're going to get clients. Your first clients, maybe all of your clients ever. Not by hiding behind your laptop, not by endlessly tweaking your website, by having actual conversations. Now, if you're feeling a little excited about this, but also a little overwhelmed, that's totally normal. And it's exactly why I created my Getting Started as a Virtual Assistant program. A long, long time ago, I created this, and it still stands the test of time. This program walks you through everything we talked about today in a clear, simple, step-by-step way. It's foundational. It helps you create your business plan, set your rates, define your services, and start finding clients. It's designed to help you stop overthinking and start taking action. And one of the things that I'm really proud of is that it doesn't just give you information, it helps you build confidence as you go. Because again, that's the piece that makes the biggest difference in the end. So if you're ready to move forward, I would absolutely love to support you inside that program. It's only $97 Canadian. It's a self-paced program that you go through at your own speed. You can do it quickly if you've already made a bunch of the decisions, or you can take your time if you're literally just starting from zero. By the end of the program, you will have the framework you need to start your business. And if you're not quite there yet, that's okay too. Take what you learned today, think about it, reflect on your why. Look at your skills and ask yourself honestly, is this something that I want to do? It's a big decision to start a business. But if the answer is yes, you don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to take the first step. And the first step is picking up my Getting Started as a VA self-study. It has helped hundreds of VAs just like you get their business off the ground confidently and quickly. 10 hours of training, all the resources you need, $97 Canadian. Go to getstartedva.com to register today. And if you still aren't sure if being a VA is right for you, after listening to today's episode, get in touch with me to talk about it. I'm here to help. It's the only reason I'm here at all, to help you become a ridiculously good virtual assistant. You can find my contact details at yourvamentor.com/links. That's all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Tracey D'Aviero, the Confidence Coach for Virtual Assistants. I would love to chat with you soon.